Good morning, Jan Cranich, Chef Jan. Welcome. I'm so happy to have you here for this Entrepreneurs Gold Nuggets interview with me.
Oh, thank you for having me, Karen. I've never done this before, so you'll have to guide me every step of the way. But good boogie.
That's okay. You're amazing. You've done other interviews and things, and it's really no different. It's just a conversation with Karen, which you and I have had many times.
I
So,
know, right?
yeah. So, how are you today, Jan?
I'm really good. I'm not happy with the clouds, but that's okay. I've got a little work to do inside. So because the sun isn't shining, it's going to make me do my inside stuff.
Oh, that's amazing. And we've got Moana Robinson here watching us live already, and I know
Hey,
that some other people are going to come in. So it says can't post comments to some destinations. So if you want to post a comment, I think you can do it, Moana. Lovely to see you here too. So let's introduce Chef Jan Cranich, qualified chef, cooking teacher, and passionate foodie, of course. So qualified chef Jan started her trade at the age of 16. She's worked in every area of the industry. I'm reading this, so excuse me for looking away a minute. I want to make sure I get all the details correct. She she has worked in every area of the industry, from businessmen's clubs to resort cooking and displays. And now Chef Jan specializes in sharing her years of knowledge through bespoke cooking classes in the beautiful LV showroom at Coorparoo in Brisbane. I hope I said all those correctly.
absolutely perfect. It's absolutely gorgeous, Karen. The guys just love it there when they come in. It's beautiful.
Oh,
It's heaven. I
yeah.
get so excited every time I go there.
Oh, yes, I've been there. It's lovely.
Mm.
And it's in Brisbane, and Jan delivers team building experiences, which I have attended, and private classes as the owner of Food with Style. Chef Jan recently was also booked to do cooking demonstrations on stage at the RNA Showgrounds Brisbane to promote all the local exhibitors. How amazing is that?
It was
And
so
Chef
much
Jan, yeah, I imagine it would have been. I did come to see you, but we couldn't get a park.
fun. It was beautiful.
Chef Jan's goal now is to share her love of food and flavors with her clients, with locally sourced food wherever possible, using the simplest of ingredients to make her food shine in a way that touches one's soul through the smell, display, and finally the taste. And you can find Chef Jan on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and you can Google her business, Food with Style 4170, to see her designs. And when we put this, post this later, we'll put your Jan's details up. So
Thanks,
let
Karen. That's
yeah, so it's lovely to have you here once again. And we also have Sumiko, photographer,
hey,
Sumiko Eyes, photographer. So lovely to have you both here. Now, Jan, I'd like to start with asking you a question. What made you get into this business all those years ago, or this business you currently have right now, and why are you in it?
okay. Well, at year 10, I decided that it was time for me to leave school. I wasn't really digging it. And I went to a TAFE. They have these group chat things. And I found out about being a chef. And I went, oh, hello. I like the sound of that. So I looked into it more. And then before you know it, back then we had to look through the phone book and find places to apply for jobs. So I sent out a million letters, and I was so overwhelmed when I was offered an apprenticeship at the Brisbane Club, which is a businessman's club, and it's still there in Island, the city. And I did 3 years of my apprenticeship there, and it just started off from there. I basically fell in love with food and flavors, and my journey started. And I worked in a place, and I know this sounds really bad, but I stood next to every person in the establishment. I learned as much as I could from them. Then I went, hasta la vista, baby, I'm out of here. And I'd move on to another place. So because I was young and, I didn't have a care in the world or a mortgage or anything, I just went, you know what, I'm not learning anything here. I'm out of here. And so I just kept jumping and learning. So, yeah.
Wow. And so that's a pretty impressive start, Jan. Tell me
Thank
what, yeah, tell me for you, what is the most important thing in business? Personally for you and your business, what's like the most important thing to you?
Well, for me, I've seen, and over the last couple of years, like everyone else, we've seen a lot of struggles with COVID and the floods. And I think the biggest thing for me and what I give out to others is to be local, do local, and support local. So
Mm,
I try myself to get back to grassroots. I try and use fresh ginger garlic. I try to use very little processed food in my cooking, mainly because of all the dietary needs. But I think for us to all survive the climate, what's going on, I think if we can all support each other, because we're all doing so many things. So if we can buy from our local producers, buy from our local farmers, support our local markets, so then that keeps everyone in business, because we all need other businesses to survive.
mm,
So if we can keep, when you have a good experience, get on the socials and go, what, shout out to. And that's what I try and do all the time, because if I have a good experience, I think the world needs to know about it.
yeah, and that is really great, Jan, because like you say, um, supporting other businesses and supporting local businesses is a really great way to be operating. And
That's exactly
you must create those good relationships with those other businesses as well. And so
Mhm.
then maybe they're more likely to support you if
Exactly.
if you're in a situation.
And I think, Karen, that's the merry-go-round of it all. What goes around comes around. So do unto others as you'd like done to
Yes.
yourself, And so if you surround yourself with beautiful produce, what are you going to make? Beautiful
Mm,
produce. So
mm,
you're using beautiful. So I select the finest. Like one of my clients said to me, they had a family quarrel that I had to put the fire out. Is, Jan, where do you get your salmon from? Because it's always magnificent. And I'm really fussy with my produce. So, like, if a client gives me a brief of what they want, I have to think to myself, now, do I go to A, B, or C to get that particular product? And it depends on what the market's doing, like on the price, on the quality. And so, and what time I have on my side to do a job. So I think it's really important that you get the best quality in produce and suppliers that makes your heart sing. And then your
mm.
product and game is going to be fabulous.
And you obviously put a lot of work and time into prep, into preparing,
Yes.
not simply cutting up the food,
Yeah, yeah. A
but
lot of sleepless nights. I actually sleep with a notepad next to my bed, because
ah,
otherwise you can't get back to sleep. So I have these little brain spurts. I know it's crazy stuff, like a little bit cray cray, all chefs are. But when these pearls of wisdom come to me, I was like, don't sleep on it. Just jot it down.
mm,
Then you can go back to sleep. And having
mm,
a good night's sleep is key. But when you've got so much going on, if you don't channel it out and put it on the piece of paper, um, it's not going to serve you well.
yes, yes, and that is so true. And one of the things I coach too for people when I with one of the one of the things I teach people when I'm coaching is to also, write any question or problem down before you go to bed. Just on that note, before you go to bed, and allow your
Exactly.
unconscious to work on it, because it will.
Yeah. That's
So,
so true, Karen. I solve a lot of my problems or challenges
mm,
if I write it down. And then
mm,
when you're actually reading it, it becomes clear. And then you start working through the solutions.
yes, yes, and you can wake up in the morning with an answer that your
Exactly.
unconscious worked on for you. And I love that you write them down when you're not sleeping or whatever. If you wake up, because we do. I think of something the night before, and then I'll forget what it was I wanted to do the next day if I didn't write it down.
I know.
So,
And I'm the same about words. Like I hear a word, I might be at a seminar or on a girls' chat or whatever, and I hear a word, I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to use that this week, like deliciousness. Or, I hear a word and I just go, oh, that's my word for the week.
well, yeah, we do that sometimes too,
Hmm.
actually. We do the word for the week if we bring up a new word, Johnny and I.
All
So,
right.
Yeah, and we're like, let's make that our word for the week. So
Yeah.
we've got some comments from Moana and Sumi. So
Oh,
Sumi says, hello, amazing ladies. And Moana says, hi, Jan and Karen. And Moana says, love the jumping, jumping, jumping and learning. And Sumi says, you are very supportive, Jan. So that's great. Thank you, girls, for
so
your
just on
support.
that note, Karen, Sumi actually did my profile shot. So once a year, Sumi does these beautiful photos for me to put on the socials. I'm a worker and a creator and a passionate foodie, and I forget about, oh yeah, you've got to have a good headshot. Thank
Yes,
God Sumi's there to save the
yes.
day. It's just, Jan, do this, do that, and oh, put your neck out, turn here. And having a professional like Sumi is just a godsend because I don't know anything about that.
And you're
Thank
so
you, Sumi.
right.
Mm,
You're so right, Jan. And for those of you watching this later, it is Sumiko Photographer. Sumiko Eyes, Ears Photographer. And you can Google her as well. And like you said, Jan, she's local. So you're also supporting local. And
exactly.
Sumi is a magician. I always say to Sumi, you're not a photographer, you are an artist and a
Exactly.
photographer.
All you
Yeah.
have to do is give her the brief. Like I just said to her, Sumi, I just need stuff for my socials because I had a headshot that I actually took myself, on a 5-minute rush because someone said, I need a headshot. And I went, oh, headshot, there we go. But you know what? We have to take it up a notch. And
Yes.
Sumi is the lady. You just give her the brief and she sorts
Yes.
it all out for you.
She is amazing. So
Yeah.
there you go, Sumi. A little plug for you too. And we'll do your interview next. So,
Yes.
Jan, I want to ask you if you were giving mentoring to a new and budding entrepreneur, and it could be in the chefing industry, if you want to specifically, think about that, what would you say to them would be your secret to being successful? It doesn't have to be in the chefing industry, simply an entrepreneur growing a business, but if you want to tailor it to the chefing industry, that's fine.
Well, I think number one, there's no free rides. You got to work hard. You got to work really hard. And if you like some young people, not all of them, but some, they come out of school and they think, you know what, it's going to be easy. I'm going to earn $1 million and bing, bang, bong. It doesn't work like that. Every single person has to work super hard. And if you can find what your passion is, then you don't have to work a day in your life, as they all say, which is so true. And the other big thing is to surround yourself with amazing people. So, like, some days I'm not a very confident person. I'm always second guessing myself and thinking that's not good enough or whatever. But if you surround yourself with people that are going to help you be the best you can
Mm,
be
mm,
and tell you when you're not being the best you can be, and
mm,
and have fun and get life work balance. I think a big thing is I sometimes get caught up in the work, 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 especially heading towards Christmas time. It gets a bit cray cray.
mm,
If you can always, I call it your fun tank. If you can always keep that fun tank filled. So, like, if I'm like feeling a bit overwhelmed with work, 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 I go, you know what? It's girl time. I need to go out with my girls and I need to have a few gin and tonics. Okay. I'm allowed to say that.
I love the gin and tonic, Jan.
Yeah. But I need to laugh from my belly. I need to laugh
Mm,
hard and just be silly and not take myself too seriously,
mm,
and stay humble. I think working hard, being humble, and trying your best, not just trying 100%, give 150% in every single thing that you do. Don't just
mm,
be lame ass.
mm.
Really, really go in there full force and bring it. Just bring it.
That is really great. That is really great advice, Jan. There's one thing I want to bring up. You said, first of all, you said work hard, and yeah, I get that. Then you said, however, if you're doing what you love and you're doing your passion, you never work a day in your life. Now, I love that because that is so true. If we see it as what we love, it's not work. It's
Exactly.
something that we enjoy, which is the secret. Always be doing something we enjoy.
Well,
And
Karen, on that note, I
yes,
could do a 15-hour day and I'm okay. Like, sure, I'm
motivate.
fatigued at the end of it, but because I'm inspiring it. Say I've got like I'm looking at doing a quote for a group of 20 who want a team building master chefy experience, and that's going to be 25 hours before I even get down to the nitty gritty. But you know what, I'll put in a lot of extra time on that because I want it to be successful. And on the day of this job, it'll be a 15-hour day, but you know what, I'm not going to be feeling fatigued because I'm going to I'm going to have inspired and given my gift to 20 people that are then going to take it and share with their family, their friends. So at the end of the day, I'm like, happy, joy,
Yes.
happy, joy. So yeah.
Yes, and I think that's a critical point too, Jan, is that you can have an attitude. You can have an attitude, oh, I've got to go and do that. I've got to go and put that work in for the next 25 hours, or I'm going to be really working hard and make it, have that attitude that it's something that you've got to go and do. Or you can have the attitude, wow, I'm so grateful. I've got this amazing job that I'm going to do, and it's going to be just so wonderful. And it is often about our attitude and how we giving gratitude for those things that we're grateful for and that have come into our life, and seeing it as something that, like you say, we're grateful for, because that on its own allows you to do other things that you love, like having your gin and tonic with the girls.
Yes. In my fancy glass.
I've seen your fancy glass.
It's the little things that make my heart sing.
Absolutely. And it's the little things that we're grateful for.
Yeah.
So, Jan, next question. What in your view is the best way to grow your business, or for an entrepreneur to grow their business today?
Social media.
Okay.
It's free. And I think as I've grown older, it's not salesy anymore. It's become a storyteller. People don't want to read, buy my cooking class, come to my cooking class. People want to hear about, yesterday I had a mother and daughter class and it was fabulous. I didn't take a whole lot of pictures because I was in the thick of it and we're having way too much fun. But I think tell the story of what you're selling rather than sell. People are bored with that. They don't want to hear that anymore. Make a reel, get some music, get some tunes going on, make it funky and fun. People want to have what you're having if you're having fun. And so fun is key with social media.
And you're so right, Jan. That is so true. Storytelling is the best way to get a point across, or to help people, to enroll people. So
Yes.
you're very good at it. You're amazing at it. So that's great. And I love it. I love the work you do on Instagram and Facebook, and yeah, you're very.
Another thing there, Karen, is as I'm a sole business trader, like a lot of other people, and you have to wear every hat. So you have to try and learn as much as you can to do as much by yourself. Like I'm still working on my own. So I'm the social media, I'm the PR girl, I'm the chef, I'm the kitchen hand, I'm the cleaner, I'm the garbage taker out, I'm everything. So you have to learn as much as you can. I love making reels. Sumi and I have a bit of a passion together. We both love pictures, and I'm learning for her. She's learning for me. Like, surround yourself with people that love what you love, and you keep trading ideas. And like when I come home with a new, oh my goodness, I can add music to this. Oh my goodness, I can add a little man walking across the screen. You know how excited I get about that? It's
yes. Very, very good. We all share that too. I know Sumi and Moana are really good at making videos and things.
Yeah, Mo's just fabulous at it. Mo and I have been friends for 150 years or so, something like that. And we always, whenever we learn something, it's like, oh, Jan, by the way, oh, Mo, did you know this? No, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me about this. So when you've got your girl group and you learn things and you share it, like you girls told me about Google My Business, free to set up. I'm getting so many bookings through that, and it's free, totally free. So, hey.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, Mo and I have working bees now. We get together and, do these little things about teach each other the things that we've learned too. And it's really great. Well, that's the thing about
sharing is caring.
Yeah, and girls. Girlfriends, girls, We are very, we're very supportive of one another. It's that girl thing.
Girlfriend hour. There's a girlfriend hour show
There
you
you
need to be
go.
checking out as
Yes,
well.
yes, absolutely. So, okay, so the next question, Jan, we'll wrap it up soon.
Yes.
The next question is, what would be your biggest challenges in growing your business, or what have they been over the years? And I know you've had some, Jan,
Yes.
and you haven't always been where you are right now. So yeah, let's
Yes.
talk about the challenges that people encounter.
Okay, some of the biggest challenges that we've all encountered of recent is given the COVID and the floods. A biggest problem is for me is cancellations. Like people don't understand how much planning goes into an event. And
Mm.
for them to just ring up and go, "I'm sorry, I can't have it now." It's like, are you kidding me? I've just dumped 5 hours of my life that I'll never get back into that. But
Mm.
okay, that's fine, no problemo. That's super hard. And when you're a one man person, that's just really hard. So, and quoting's another thing that I've got to sink a lot of time into, and I mightn't get the job. So
Mm.
that's a giant challenge for me. How have I overcome it? Well,
Mm.
with COVID, you just got to smile and go, oh well, that's okay. Is everyone okay? And that's okay. You just have to take that one. But cancellations, now what I'm doing to rectify that is taking deposits. So
Mm.
people have to take it seriously and
Mm.
have terms and conditions that are relevant to your business, so it doesn't hurt so much. And on the quoting side of thing, I've got packages now. So there are a lot of tire kickers out there that are just here to waste your time, and you get that with everything.
Yeah.
And you just have to spit out the packages that are there. The people that really want your service, they're going to want to know more, and
Mm.
you can you after a while you work out who's real and who's just trying to waste your time. To be honest,
That, that's great, Jan. And so what I get here is you've evolved. You've had these challenges come up. You've evolved with
yes,
them, and you've created some solutions to them. And with deposits and things like that, I assume that they're non-refundable if people
yes,
cancel. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
And what they can do is use it on another day down the
right,
track. Like it's not that I'm greedy, and I want to take their money. It's just that it's like a child. You've got to give them a lesson.
yes,
You can't just keep repeating and
yes,
offending. You know.
yes, yes, yes. You're so right. As humans, we want to have boundaries, and we want to have personal boundaries and boundaries for other people and how they will treat us, what we will allow. So
Yes.
yeah, I think if they use it down the track, however, Jan, you're still going to be putting a double time in the next
Yes.
time. So it could be something that you think about making them, if you cancel, it's non-refundable. I have to put my time in.
Yes.
And if we get to a point here by a particular date, if you cancel by this date
Mm.
beforehand, then it's non-refundable. That's
Yeah.
something you could think about.
Yeah. It's all work in progress, living and learning.
I know you've evolved, Jan, around those kind of things. We've had
Mm.
many conversations together too, haven't
I
we?
know, and you've helped me a lot, Karen, like, to think in another direction and, when you have a problem, like, every job I do, I always stand back, like, people say, "Oh, that was great, that was low," but I always stand back and think, I could have done this better." So the next job, I tweak it a little bit so that I can do
Mm,
better.
mm, mm. Okay, and the next question is, Jan, do you like to learn? I think you've already answered that because you mentioned ages ago. However, you're welcome to answer it again. Do you like to learn?
Knowledge is power. Learning is empowering. Whether it be a little girly class, I dream to do a pottery class. I'd love to make my own plates and cups. Um,
Oh,
Yeah, so there's so many things. I've actually enrolled in the Apple iPhone class. It's a free class so
oh
that I can
wow,
take better pictures and better videos.
wow.
So when time permits, I love to learn. Like it fills me up with joy, to learn new
Yeah.
tricks, and especially with reels. I love making reels. Like if I was gifted today, one thing you got to be very careful is be very careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Everyone was saying, I want more time. And then suddenly COVID come and the floods come. So from that experience, I'm very careful what I wish for. So I'm not wishing for more time, but if I had one day a month that I could do whatever I choose, I would like to lay in my bed and make reels all day with happy tunes and pretty beauty pictures. I would love that. That would be so good. And drink coffee on cold, chilled water, and like
Oh,
that would be
gosh.
great.
Oh, Jan, you're so right. That's what I coach, of course, is our thoughts become real. And you're so right. Be careful what you wish for.
Yes.
And I'm sure that you will achieve that goal of making your own pottery one day.
Yes.
And if that's what you really want, because it's about making that commitment and
Yeah.
decision. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's wonderful. And I always ask that question of my interviewees because I know the answer is always the same. Every entrepreneur I've ever met likes to learn, likes to keep
Yes.
learning. So I just want to really reiterate that when I ask that question. It's something
Yeah.
that is intrinsic. Not every entrepreneur is the same. However, every entrepreneur I have spoken to loves to keep learning. And
Yeah.
it's pretty unique. It's a unique characteristic of entrepreneurs. Many other people don't, unless they're very spiritual and they want to keep growing, they don't keep learning and they don't like to
Really?
keep learning. Yes.
Oh, I've never met
So,
anyone that doesn't want to keep
yes,
learning.
yes.
I
Well,
didn't know there was people out there like that.
you must be in the right circles, Jan.
Oh, right. Okay. Yay.
And Sumi says, I really love Jan's energy. So
Ah.
positive and fun, and isn't she? So, Jan, the last question that I have for you today is what is your dream for your business and your life in, say, over the next 5 to 10 years?
Okay. Well, over the next 5 to 10 years, I'd like to keep learning, meeting new and interesting people because I get so excited. Like a month ago, I met beautiful Saucy Wench. She does these beautiful posts, and that was so much fun. And then I met Brizzy Bites. My husband says to me, "Who are all these new friends of yours? You got Brizzy Bites, Saucy Wench, and all this." It's like, you're never too old to get new friends. You can just go out to the playground. So I don't think I've ever grown up. That's one of my problems. But I think just meeting new people, learning new things would be great. And then eventually, in 10 years' time, I'd like to sell my business to a chef, to a passionate foodie, to take it to another level. But over the next 5 years, I still want to work hard, grow it. And then in 10 years' time, I can actually travel more and have more girl time, do more courses, more classes. And I think do a community workshops and things like that. When I don't have to worry about putting food on my table. But the next 5 years, I've got to put my head down and get into the coals and make the next 5 years really impact for the 10 years after. So, yeah.
That's fantastic, Jan, and I'm sure that you will realize those goals. So, is there anything you want to add? You want to reiterate how people can find you, and then we'll wrap it up because this has been
Okay.
fantastic. You have been an amazing guest.
Oh,
So,
thank
if
you.
there's anything, yeah. So, if there's anything you want to add or share with people, or a final comment.
Yeah, well, look, they can send me a text. I'm not real good with my emails. I got 50 million emails. It's like because I'm at work, I'm always on the floor, so I only get to the emails once or twice a week. So
Mm.
send me a text. My mobile number's there, and basically, I get people to give me a brief of what they're looking for. I'll give them a quote, or I can come to their house, do a cooking class, or they can get a group of people together, a team building event, or a group of girls, whatever. I recently went to a ladies' home. We did 10 of them. They had a beautiful Italian cooking class in their home. We did it in the piazza. So anything is possible, really, with me. So if you look at my website, www.jancranich.com.au, you can see all the foodie fun that I have. And I'm always putting up all the stories that I do. So all the different shows and cooking demonstrations and fabulous people or products and promotions that I'm working on. So it's all there in my website.
Yeah. So that's Jan Cranich spelt I spelt it wrong initially in my post and
Okay,
realized I'd left the T out. So it's spelt JANCRANITCH, right, Jan?
perfect. So
.com.
www.jancranich.com.au, and there's lots of stuff there. Or just get get my mobile number, send me a text. Let me know when it's a good time to call. We can have a chat and work out what you need. And the most important thing is seeing a date if I've got that free. So, yeah.
Okay. And Jan, for entrepreneurs and business people, have you got a final closing gold nugget for them?
Just to work hard and be kind.
Follow your passion.
Yeah, follow your passion. And I think just lead with your heart and listen to your gut. If something's a little bit tricky or a little bit difficult, listen to yourself, because
Mm,
yourself will give
yeah.
you the best answers. Sometimes I second guess, but I really do know the answers, but I doubt
Mm,
myself sometimes. And I've
mm,
got to start. One of my things moving forward and growing is I've got to start believing in myself more and
mm.
knowing that I really do have the answers for whatever life throws at me.
That is so true, Jan. So true. So that was wonderful to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. To
Thank you for
anyone
having
and
me.
everyone watching this later, we'll pop the post up with Jan's contact details. And Moana's saying, had to pop out. Moana's saying bye. So lovely to have you, Jan. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful week.
I
And
will
we
do.
will,
And you.
yeah,
Thanks so
thank you
much,
so
Kate,
much.
and thank you for all your tips and tricks. I love watching all your inspiration. It's some days you just drop a little pearl, and I go, you know what? I needed that today. So keep it
Oh,
up, Karen. Keep them coming.
you're most welcome. It's lovely to have you.
Thank you
Thanks
so much.
again.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye,
Bye.
Jan.